One of the keys to having a successful brainstorm session is to be focused on the right thing. If you're focused on the wrong question, the wrong opportunity, the wrong challenge, you're going to come up with great ideas possibly, but they're not going to be useful. So our main strategy at Idea Champions is to focus each brainstorm session by using a question beginning with the words, how can we? And by doing this, we enable all the participants to know exactly what we're looking for in the session. The way we do this is, first of all, talk to our client and find out what the goal of the session is. And we ask the client, how would you turn that goal, this wish that you have, into a question, this challenge or opportunity, beginning with the words, how can we? And we work with the client on that. We'll then take that question and we'll not take it at face value, because often a client will have an idea of what they want, but they might be correct and they may not. And if you just take their question at face value, you may be chasing wild geese. So we pry a little bit. We want to kind of go deeper and penetrate into the question. So what we'll do is we'll ask, why do you want to solve that question? Why is that important to you? And by digging a little further into the question, sometimes we find that there's a sub-question underneath that, or a more grounded question underneath it, or a more foundational question, a more important one that really the client prefers to be brainstorming than the original question. And that's what we'll use. But we just don't stop there either. We have certain question framing techniques that help us further. One of these is something we created that we use by the acronym of SPIKE, which stands for simple, penetrating, inspiring, knowable, and eloquent. We take our question and we ask ourselves, is this question simple enough? Is it clear? Is it articulate? When someone hears the question, do they understand it? Or do they have to ask, what do you mean by that? Or what do you mean by this word? Or what do you mean by that phrase? If that's the case, perhaps it's not clear enough, it's not simple enough. Secondly, is it penetrating enough? Again, is it deep enough? While we ask why at the beginning. Thirdly, is it inspiring? It's one thing to have a brainstorm session about moving the furniture around. It's another one to try to end poverty in the world. There's different levels of inspiration. And so you want a question that is exciting for people. They're going to want to solve it. They're going to want to come up with ideas. Fourthly, is it knowable? What we mean by that, do we have all the information that we need to enter the brainstorm session? Do the participants who will be participating in that session know what they need to know about this subject? Is there some kind of knowledge we have to bring to them before the session for them to adequately ideate? And finally, is it eloquent? Does the question really say what it is meant to say? Is it say it in the best way possible? Using a simple technique like this, SPIKE, to look at your question and fine-tune it before your session will help a lot in focusing your brainstorm session.